Breaking news! The countdown has already begun, my friends. Every single beat of our green and white heart echoes like thunder as we march toward the brand new NFL season. The eagle is ready to spread its wings once again, and the anticipation grows stronger every single day. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere is on fire, and I can tell you this: big things are coming. The team is locked in, well prepared, and hungry to take the top of the league once more. But before I share with you everything I've found out in the past few hours, make sure you smash that like button. And listen, only do it if you truly feel the green blood running through your veins. It's amazing to see different generations of Eagles fans united by this passion. From those who were in the stands back in the 70s to the new wave of diehards carrying the torch today. Maximum respect to all of you. And if you're the type of fan who never holds back, drop a comment right now. Go Birds! My heart bleeds green and white. Let's fly higher. Now buckle up, because the first piece of news I've got for you today is going to hit deep with this fan base. Landon Dickerson is tracking to play. After that scary scene at the open practice on August 10th when he was carted off and later underwent a meniscus procedure, the left guard returned last week, briefly sat Monday with back soreness, and then showed up as a full participant on today's injury report with the back listed, separate from the knee. That is exactly the signal you want 4 days before Dallas. Your tone setter at left guard practicing in full again. Why does it matter so much against the Cowboys? Because Philadelphia can lean straight into a weakness Dallas hasn't solved yet: stopping the run. Even with some changes on their side, Kenny Clark added in the middle, a new coordinator in Matt Eberflus, and no Micah Parsons after that headline-making trade, the 2024 profile was a mess. 137.1 rushing yards allowed per game, 29th, 8.3 rushing first downs, 31st, 25 rushing touchdowns, 32nd, and 4.8 yards per carry, 28th, with a bottom-tier rushing DVOA. Jerry Jones framed the Parsons move as part of a plan to toughen up against the run. Until they prove it, this is where the Eagles can pound the rock with Saquon Barkley and force Dallas to live in 2nd and 5 all night. Dickerson's presence next to Jordan Mailata keeps the left side elite, which also opens up Jalen Hurts on keepers and RPOs that punish over-pursuit. There were a couple more health notes worth your time. Rookie quarterback Tanner McKee did not practice because of a right thumb issue, putting his Week 1 status in real doubt.
If he can't go, Sam Howell slots in his QB2 behind Hurts. On the positive side, the practice group included impact pieces like Jalen Carter and rookie safety Andrew Mukuba, plus edge rusher Josh Uche in the mix. Another indication the defense will have fresh legs for a fast start. File this under classic Philadelphia roster building. The Eagles are set to bring in Isaiah Foskey for a workout after the Bears take a look. Foskey was a 2023 second-round pick out of Notre Dame, long, explosive, with 34-inch arms and a 4.58 in the 40, and he even visited Philly during the pre-draft process. At Notre Dame, he flashed real edge traits and special teams impact with multiple blocked punts. The NFL part hasn't clicked yet. 2 seasons in New Orleans produced 0 sacks, 0 tackles for loss, and 1 pass breakup. With Kellen Moore taking over and Brandon Staley running that defense, the Saints moved on, and the book on Foskey is simple: traits, tools, and a developmental ceiling the Eagles believe they can still reach. This could be a practice squad stash that turns into a rotational edge if the staff unlocks his hands and builds a rush plan that fits the scheme. It's the exact kind of low-risk bet this front office loves when the cost is just time and coaching. One more storyline that hits the fan heartbeat. Nick Sirianni said the team will not be on the field for the pregame ceremony when the franchise raises its second Super Bowl banner. He even added that he didn't know it was banner night. Believe that or don't, the message is clear. They're keeping 2024 in the rear view and trying to treat opening night like any other game. The spectacle will still be massive: boys 2 men on the anthem, a packed, rowdy link, and the choice to stay inside puts all focus on the first snap rather than the celebration. There's a case for being out there with the fans who lived every second of last season, and there's a case for staying locked in and setting a business-only tone. Either way, the goal is the same: start a Real title defense by beating Dallas in your house. So here's the question I want you to answer right now in the comments. Should the Eagles be on the field with the fans for the banner raising, or keep everyone in the locker room and make Thursday strictly about football? There's another layer to the conversation about Thursday night. and it starts with how Philadelphia wants to impose its identity from the opening drive. Last season, too often the offense came out flat, forcing Jalen Hurts to press later in games and putting unnecessary weight on the passing attack. With Saquon Barkley in the fold, there is an expectation that this team can dictate tempo early, leaning on an offensive line that, when fully healthy, is still the gold standard in the league. Barkley's versatility is crucial here. He isn't just a between-the-tackles hammer. He's also a receiving threat who can punish Dallas linebackers in space. Pair that with the design elements Sirianni and Kellen Moore can mix in, jet sweeps to A.J. Brown or DeVonta Smith, screens to Dallas Goedert, quarterback draws, and you have an offense capable of stressing a Cowboys defense that showed major cracks a year ago. The question isn't whether the Eagles can move the ball, it's whether they'll stay committed to that physical style for 4 quarters instead of drifting back into hero ball when adversity hits. On defense, it's all about balance and discipline. Losing Micah Parsons completely changes how Dallas looks on offense, because it's no longer the same explosive pass rush identity. But that doesn't mean Dak Prescott and C.D. Lamb won't test the secondary early and often. That's why the presence of rookies like Andrew Mukuba matters. His range and ability to cover ground give Philadelphia some flexibility in how they disguise looks. Jalen Carter, meanwhile, is under pressure to become that consistent interior force who can wreck a pocket on his own. With Josh Uche in rotation, you've got fresh speed on the edge to pair with veteran savvy. If the pass rush keeps Prescott uncomfortable, those big chunk plays to Lamb or Brandon Cooks become harder to find. Dallas still wants to spread you out, still wants to hit quick rhythm throws, and still wants to let Tony Pollard's replacement spark the run game. The job of Sean Desai's defense is to force long drives, make them earn it, and wait for the mistake that swings momentum. Health is always the X factor. Having Landon Dickerson full go changes everything because of how dominant that left side becomes, but the staff has to manage his reps carefully. If that back tightens up, it could force shuffling mid-game, and against a division rival, that's the kind of disruption you can't afford. The same goes for Tanner McKee's situation. While he's not the starter, losing depth at quarterback this early exposes how thin the margin is. Sam Howell stepping in as QB2 is serviceable, but it's a reminder that durability at the top spot is everything. Hurts has to play his game without hesitation, but every designed run he takes is a calculated risk. The good news is that his chemistry with Brown, Smith, and Goddard has never looked sharper in camp, and that should translate into early connections that settle everyone down. As for the Foskey workout, this is a textbook Eagles maneuver, and fans who follow this team closely know exactly what it means. It's not about needing immediate production. It's about planting seeds. Look at how many times this organization has turned raw traits into meaningful snaps over time. They've built depth by betting on athleticism and trusting their coaching staff. If Foskey sticks, it might be weeks before we see him on Sundays, but the upside is real enough to keep him in the building. That approach is what separates Philadelphia from so many teams. They're never just reacting to this week. They're constantly stacking the roster for months down the line. And then there's the emotional layer. Banner Night is about fans. It's about recognition for everything they poured into last season, every freezing tailgate, every road trip, every fourth quarter nail biter. Some players want to share that